Let's talk about westerns. Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Key Production Channel. My name is Bernard Cisneros. Lately, I've been watching some western film during the break, and I would like to share you guys today. The western genre is still fresh in my mind, and I'm still planning to watch more westerns in the coming months. And you can take this as recommendations. These are 6 westerns that I just had to talk about with you guys. The first title is from the Criterion Collection, and you know me, I love Criterion Collection. That film is 3:10 to Yuma. This is the original film starring Glenn Ford, and wow, what a ride it was. In particular, you follow this small town, this gentleman, the Glenn Ford character who is a villain in the story, and we see some going on in the story, and you just follow through that. It's nothing short of an engaging ride, and Glenn Ford is nothing but spectacular performance all around. He is a very convincing antagonist with a heart. There's human elements into the character that Glenn Ford plays, and it gives you some really exciting yet intense moments in the film that's just I was glued to the screen while watching the movie for the first time. And yes, while finishing this movie, I did watch the remake, and we're not gonna talk about the remake here because I actually kind of prefer the original over the remake. But the remake is also as great as the original, starring Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, and started by James Mangold. The original stands in its own right. Like this is the original, this is the OG, and it's one of the best. The Wild Bunch, started by Sam Peckinpah. This is awesome. So it's about a group of outlaws trying to rob their one last bit score, but something going on, something strange about this robbery that goes wrong. And we see the journey of the outlaw trying to run away from, trying to ever be caught or killed. For whatever weird reason, you're trying to root the bad guys in this because you want them to get away, but at the same time you want them caught. And it's a great journey overall, but it's fantastic. Ernie Borgnine is wonderful in this. It had beautiful cinematography, beautiful direction. All the performances were excellent, but the action sequences is just so much fun, so much intense, and great setup to the action scenes. There's a moment that setting it up, and then when you get to the point, that's where the exciting stuff happens. And that's what makes this film so great because it cares about taking their time with the story and the characters, and each of the characters overall has its own personality. And it's a fantastic film overall. Ooh, this particular film is a masterpiece. Once Upon a Time in the West, started by Sergio Leone, starring Charles Bronson and Henry Fonda as a villain. Henry Fonda as a villain in a western. Yes, please. This film blew me away. From the opening sequence, I just immediately hooked from the get go. I know that I'm in for a ride, for a long journey it is. And it's a fantastic film overall. It's an epic western. It's had great characters, great action, great sets, costume design. The music is fantastic. The direction is wonderful. The cinematography is gorgeous to watch. And this is a fantastic western that we don't make this type of movies anymore to this day. And I kind of wish we get more films like this, an epic western. Yes, Quentin Tarantino did for The Hateful Eight, which I love. Once Upon a Time in the West is exquisite. This is one of the films that had been on my radar for quite some time. It took this long to finally watch this movie. It blew me away. It blew my expectation away. And Henry Fonda is a convincing, compelling villain. This is the type of character you don't want to mess with. And you see him with the bright blue eyes. You can tell that, yeah, this is the dude you don't now want to mess with. And the opening scene, like I said, is excellent, but it left me quite in shock as well. That's how you have a hook, a good hook. And Once Upon a Time in the West is nothing short of excellent. I highly recommend Once Upon a Time in the West. Another film talked about serial killer that is the Man with No Name trilogy, but we're not going to talk about the whole trilogy. We're going to talk about one film, and that film is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And oh my gosh, my favorite Sergio Leone film. Even though I have not seen Once Upon a Time in America, I'm planning to watch that in this year. But The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly blew me away. Just like how Once Upon a Time in the West did for me. It did it again with The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Yes, the cast is wonderful. The Clint Eastwood is badass as always. But what I love about this film is that it is a character piece overall. We follow these three basically main leads in the movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and they all have different roles and different ideas of what they want to do. And it's a journey that will collide, basically. And the third act, let's not go over to the third act because it's nothing short of a masterful job. The direction is incredible. The cinematography is exquisite, and the music by Ennio Morricone is exemplary. It's one of a kind, especially the one track called "The Ecstasy of Gold," which is becoming one of the musical scores of all time. It's just that good that it kept in my brain for a whole month of April, basically. And it's a beautiful made film with an exciting third act that left me satisfied. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is nothing short of a masterpiece. Possibly my favorite section, Rio Bravo, starring John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson, and this is directed by Howard Hawks. I have seen several Howard Hawks films prior watching Rio Bravo. I've seen Red River, and I've seen my favorite, Bringing Up Baby, which I simply adore, and I loved it. It was so much fun. And this one is a film that you just love to root the good guys. The good guys, overall, with John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Rick Nelson, are likable characters. They play a very likable character that you just want to root, and just rooting for them to accomplish something that they're trying to stop somebody from creating chaos, basically. And it's nice, grounded film that takes place in one town alone. They didn't travel a lot, and we see John Wayne character trying to basically protect the town, and yet trying not to go overboard. Basically, we see many different characters that you just immediately going to love. Stumpy is just a wonderful, clumsy, lovable character, and you got Colorado, a very young, handsome man, but he's really good at shooting guns. And you got John Wayne, the chief, basically the main lead, the main boss, basically, who want nothing but protected the town. He want nothing but no violence, basically. He wants to stop with no cost, basically. And John Wayne is action as always in every role that he's in. And yeah, Real Bubble is an excellent film that it left me satisfied in the end. And it's a really good, charming, wonderful, exciting film. This film I saw 2 nights ago, and it just quickly became a favorite of mine already for this year, first time watches. That's the Oxbow Incident, starring yet again Henry Fonda. If I ever pitch you what this film is, if I mention this film, I'll basically say this. This is 12 Angry Men in Western. There you go. Wow. What a pleasant surprise. What a hidden gem that I discovered. I did not expect what kind of film this will be, and it left me in shock that this is basically 12 Angry Men in the Western, but in a very unique way. This is a very unique Western. There's no shootouts, there's no duel, there's no exciting horseback riding chase scene going on. This is about that they came across 3 men who allegedly murdered somebody, and that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil what just happened in the third act of the movie, the climax of the movie that just left me in shock. And this is a pretty engaging watch. At the same time, it's very grim and very sad at the same time, and that kind of left me in shock. And wow, I cannot believe they went to that route of the story without not knowing what the context of the third act of the film. It's just a phenomenal, tight, dollar-driven, great performance all around Western. A great, unique Western that doesn't deal with big action scenes or dual scene. It's a phenomenal film. I highly recommend. It's 75 minutes. It's really short and quick, but it's really tight. It's a really good tight Western film. I quite possibly say the best for last, and I consider this film an underrated gem that I've been wanting to watch since the pandemic time. That finding out this is directed by Sam Raimi. Yeah, Sam Raimi did a Western. That's The Quick and the Dead, starring Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, and the very young Leonardo DiCaprio. This is awesome. This is awesome. So the whole entire film is basically a big duel. But there's so much going on that we're focusing on Sharon Stone's character and why she came to this town for a reason. And I won't tell you what it was. Why is the reason why Sharon Stone's character comes to the town. But it's a fantastic, creative, smooth, action-packed, quick, energetic Western. And I just cannot help it just to smile that I'm enjoying this movie. And it's a fun action pack that's just entertaining. It needed to be entertaining. And you got Sam Raimi touch all over the place. The camera movements, the quick witted dialogue, the characterization as well. It's just so much fun, and I consider this an underrated gem that a lot of people need to watch. It had a mixed bag reviews that I don't quite understand. They made this movie just to make an entertaining film. That is it, and I'm kind of glad I saved the best for last. There you have it, guys. Those are the westerns that I watched during the break, and I hope you can take this as a recommendation and watch this film, possibly for the very first time, if you want to get into westerns. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd, link below. Have a great one. Take care.